So here's the question. How are we able to guarantee insane results to our clients when the mainstream internet marketing gurus say the guarantees are impossible? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name's Brandon Olson,
and I'm Brad Dixon. Welcome to the Guaranteed SEO Show. Now, I'm really excited to be here today with Brandon Olson. We have something very exciting to share with you. Now, a lot of people say, I've searched my company on my computer and I'm on page 1 of Google. What a lot of people don't understand is if you search for your company on your computer, then Google recognizes your computer and shows you what you want, because that's the job of Google, to show you what you want to see. So just because your page is number 1 on Google on your computer doesn't mean that it's number 1 in Google on everybody's computer. Now, we're going to share with you a tool that you can use to help you rank your site on page 1 of Google. Well, move you up at least in the ranks. Our job is to get you on page 1 and bring you so much business that you don't know what to do with. Would that be a great problem to have? Well, listen to some of the stories that we're going to share here real quickly. A very short video here, so that you can walk away being assured that you understand what it is that you're getting. We're going to give you a guarantee. Most people don't give guarantees. We're going to give you a 60-day money-back guarantee. We are going to bring you so much business. You're going to see a 10, 20, 30. We've even had some customers receive a 50x return on their investment. So, without any further ado, Brandon, take it away.
And this is a story that I use time in, time out, because it works so well, because it's a great success story. And it starts with a guy who owns a company in my city. It's a tubing company. So my city is really busy in the summer with tourism and things like that. The number 1 water park in the world is situated here. It's called Schlitterbahn. And there's 2 rivers that run directly through the city. One of them's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the shortest navigable river in the world. So people come, they'll go to a river outfitter, rent a tube, and float down the river for a few hours, enjoying maybe drinks or beer with friends and family, just having a good time on the water. It gets hot in Texas in the summer, 100 degrees for days on end, so it's very popular. Literally hundreds of thousands of people will come to these rivers during the summer. So this guy builds a business, a tubing business, and he's nowhere near the water. All the river outfitters generally are sitting on the water, or they're a block from the water, because that's where people are coming. They're coming to the river, then they're going to find an outfitter, someplace to rent their tube and plop in the river, float down. When you get to the end, they haul you back up in the shuttle bus back to where you parked. So this guy, there's no land anymore, around the river, or the river's edge, or anywhere near it. So it sets up shop 15 blocks from the entrance of the river and about 8 blocks from the end of the river. And this is the Comal. So the Comal is entirely contained in the city limits of New Braunfels. It comes out of springs, so it's crystal clear spring water, 72 degrees all year long. And at the end of the river, it flows into the Guadalupe River. So it completely ends. The whole river takes about 3 hours to float the whole thing front to back. It's less than 2 miles. It's a very short river, but it's so clear. You can see to the bottom, even where it's the deepest, about 8, 10, 12 feet. So anyway, he sets up shop nowhere near the water. The other outfitters are like, "You're crazy. This isn't going to work." He starts renting. And so he's kind of in a standstill for the first couple of years. He gets to page 3 because it has a website built and doesn't really know how to propel that thing forward. Because there's a lot of competition. There's so much money involved in this industry. It's a high profit margin. Literally, the outfitters are making $500,000 a summer, easy. And that's just renting the same tubes over and over and over again. So you can imagine the profit level. So he's wondering how he can get to the top of Google, because he knows that's where the money are. He's searched New Braunfels tubes and Comal River tubing and New Braunfels tubing. So he sees the top guys there. It's always the same few companies and the city's website, It's things that have been established for like 20 years. So he's got to figure out a way to break into that. So he hires an SEO company. They get going, and that's us, by the way. We get him to the page 1 within months. So now he's got an entirely new set of problems. Here he is. The tubing season has already started, and he has too many customers. And this is one of the problems we face with businesses as we start their SEO campaign, or once we get into it, actually. They have too many customers. They have to figure out now, okay, can we expand? Can we hire more staff? Can we grow our fleet, add more trucks or whatever? What do we have to do to keep up with this influx of customers? Because being at the top of Google is an entirely new set of issues to deal with as a business owner. It's a good issue. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? Too many customers. So what did he do? He can't go buy more buses to move more people, because what's happening is when he opens the doors, there's 200 people waiting to pay and check in. In the morning when he gets there, he opens. The people keep coming, and then there's 3-hour wait in his back parking lot for people to wait in the Texas 100 degrees to get on a bus to be brought to the top of the river. But people keep coming because that's the power of Google. They Google, there he is, he comes, and they show up. So he's like, okay, I'm going to cut off all of my coupons, right? If I'm going to cut people, if I have too many customers, I want to cut off the ones who I'm making the least amount of money on, right? Coupons. Then he cuts off his Groupon. Groupon, kind of a no-brainer, because they take and sell the things for half off, and then they pay you half. So you're getting 25 cents on the dollar. So easy. Cut that Groupon off. Now you've shaved that customer base off. There's still so many customers, but it's manageable. You can't go and buy more buses because the city has an ordinance that says that all buses must be registered before May 1st. Here it is, end of May. Summer is about to really start cranking because June doubles the customers that May has. July doubles the customers that June has. It's about to get really busy. So he is frantic, and he just decides, okay, we're going to raise the prices because there's too many customers. 25% more expensive than every other outfit renting tubes, and still is able to stay busier than everybody else. He makes more money than ever and deals with less customers. And I don't know if you've dealt with this before in your business, but the people who pay the least normally complain the most. It's the craziest thing. A guy can come in and drop $200 on his family to go tubing, and they have the greatest time ever. Their tube could pop, but they had a blast. The other guy that's done the Groupon maybe, and there's a lot more complainers. It's the strangest thing at a lower price point. They feel entitled. I don't know. But, so that's what he does. He raises prices. He's the most expensive outfitter on the entire river, and he's nowhere near the water. He's 15 blocks, remember, from the entrance. There's still hundreds of people waiting when he shows up. There's still a couple hours wait. It gets busier on holidays, but that's expected. It's kind of manageable. So we have to go through this scenario as we approach a new business owner and say, are you in a position to be able to expand as we get you to the top of Google? Can you buy more fleet? Can you hire more staff? Are you in the position to, if you have too much, can you raise them? Are you be willing to raise prices? Whatever it takes, in other words, to deal with this massive influx of customers. Normally they say yes. So that's the story, right? This story, and by the way, this tubing business owner, that was me. That was my real life scenario that I went through. I learned SEO in the off season so I could propel my tubing business to the top of Google and be able to compete and get more business like the rest of the guys. Still, the other companies had no idea what was going on. They thought they could just build websites and people would come. New outfitters would come in once they saw me doing it, and they just weren't as successful. Our drivers would get to the entrance of the river, and some of the other drivers were like, what are you guys doing over there? Because we're just lapping them, bus after bus after bus, dropping off completely full, maxed out passengers. And one of the little old lady drivers, she says, we're just doing business. So she's not going to tell them, right, how we're doing it. And we weren't about to spill the beans either, because then everybody would catch on. But we've learned a lot since then. So that was kind of our first case scenario as an SEO business. I have now, a couple years back, 2.5 years, sold the tubing business to focus only on SEO. We've learned so much, and we've been able to help so many businesses the same way that we propelled Comal Tubes forward. We have forced landscaping companies to buy more fleet and hire more staff, and dentists to expand and hire more hygienists. We've made limo drivers expand into other outlying area cities and buy more fleet, because the customer count they couldn't keep up with once they realized going from page 3 or page 2 to the top of page 1 is literally double or tripling your income and your revenue. So that's an example of a story I use. Use stories in your business like that to create in your prospect's mind realism and the reality of what's going to happen when you take over their SEO campaign. This isn't a joke. This absolutely works. The process, that's already been proven. That's not a question that's on the table anymore. So that customer is picturing what's about to happen to their business if they give you a chance. And now by this time they're saying, how can we start? And here's what I do. Ooh, sorry about that. Had a little coughing spell there. So I will ask that question to business owners as a prospects. Are you able to either hire more fleet, hire more staff, or buy more fleet, or raise your prices, or whatever it takes to deal with those massive amount of customers as they come in when we get you there? Because a lot of times business owners just, they're too small. They can't handle any of that. They were not in the position to scale. So it's not really a good fit for us to even start an SEO process. So what do you think? Can you do that when we get to that point? And they're like, yeah, we can do that most of the time. I mean, someone will be honest. Someone said, no, we're not going to be able to grow like that. There's 2 of us here. I got no room to grow. So that's when you know. But most of the times they're going to say, yes, we can. And that's when you say, okay, well, we'll get started tomorrow. I'll send you an invoice and we'll get started now.
So this was about 4 years ago, and I'll kind of tee it up. I'm walking into a Lowe's. Next door to Lowe's was an Academy, a sporting goods store. So there's a great big Toyota Tundra, jacked up, lifted, 4-wheel drive, and it was completely wrapped in this guy's garage door business, like advertising, logo, website, everything. It was cool. And so I'm like, dude, that's like a $50,000 plus truck. If he can drop that kind of money, plus the wrap, he can afford SEO. Does he need it? So I looked at his website real quick, and this is on my way into the store, right? From the park, I park, and I'm walking in, I'm busting this out on my phone in a matter of 2 minutes or less. Pulled his website up, San Antonio, Google San Antonio garage door, do garage door installation, garage door repair. He's nowhere listed. He's not on the first few pages. So here I go. I walk into the store, grab a cart, and shoot this thing as I'm bouncing through the store. It looks silly, but the guy called, and I sent him the video. That afternoon, actually, he calls me and said, can we meet? We meet the next morning. He writes me a check. Hey, money. Let me turn the volume up and go.
My name is Brandon. I just saw your truck over at Academy. Nice truck. I'd like to work with you. Sorry, I'm just walking around Lowe's right now. I saw your truck next door at Academy. I did a quick search. I do search engine stuff. You're not ranking anywhere in the top 100 for San Antonio garage door installation and some other key terms that you could probably pick up a crap load of business on. I can fix that, and fast, like results within 30 days. You'll see massive results in a ranking increase, and I can literally triple your income in 90 days. I swear. I do it all the time. I just did one this week. Took 3 weeks. I got a guy for New York vending machine service to first page of Google in 3 weeks. So you're going to be a lot easier. San Antonio is a smaller city, obviously. Anyway, let me know. I'll put my contact information in this. Thanks.
Hey, my name is Brandon. I came across your website when I was searching for San Antonio HVAC, and I noticed a couple of things that you can do, just like a couple of small tweaks to get your site recognized by Google and get your rankings, going in the right direction. We use this tool. It's an SEO scan. It kind of tells us some very important things. It tells us what Google is looking for when it comes to what they look for when they're determining where they're going to rank your site. I'll punch your website into the scanner. So the two most important things that Google looks at is your title tag and your H1 tag. So your title tag is like when you're doing a Google search. It's the blue line. HVAC Services San Antonio. So all of these blue line, this is the title tag, okay? Now, I'm going to show you why that's important. Your title tag is Best HVA Services in San Antonio, Texas, and then your business name. This is so important that I guarantee you're ranking number 1 for this term. If you Google that term, there you are. You're ranked number 1. So if it's that important, why don't we just take your title tag and make it San Antonio? You don't need Texas because there's no other competing San Antonio cities in America. So you want to make this as short as possible. San Antonio HVAC. San Antonio HVAC Services. So that way, either one of those, if they get Googled, you're coming up. Now, that may not bring you to, page 1 or the number 1 spot, but what works in harmony with that is your header tag. If you make your header tag, which right now is Comfort for Every Season, let's see where that is on your site, just so you know. Where that's located. So right here, Comfort for Every Season. Why not just make this San Antonio HVAC Services? That's professional. Somebody lands on your site, they know exactly what you're trying to do. They know exactly what you service, right? So you have to be crystal clear with Google. If you just make those 2 little tweaks and Google picks those up pretty quickly, your rankings will start moving up in the right direction. So again, my name is Brandon. If you want help with this, just hit reply. This is what I do. I help businesses locally kill it in Google, get more customers because of their Google rankings. Talk to you soon.
Now has been in existence for over 4 years. It's been researched, tweaked, developed for optimal results. We see some of the fastest SEO rankings increases in the industry. That you have unwavering confidence, that you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that your agency has the ability to flip a switch and open up to your clients a floodgate of customers, more customers than they're ever going to need. This is the power of Google. This is what you can do for them with your SEO. So many customers that they're going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to grow. They're going to have to hire more staff. They're going to have to buy a bigger fleet, add to their vehicles. They're going to have to maybe cut off every other form of coupon or special advertising that they have running. Maybe they got Groupon going, whatever, or they're just going to have to flat out raise their prices. These are the decisions they're going to have to come across. These are the kind of problems they're going to run into when you blow them away with the SEO campaign that you're about to bring. We see it time and time again, any local niche, any city. So how do you justify that high ticket? You have to be the Mercedes dealer of SEO agencies. Your results are going to speak for themselves. You've already got a system in place to give them massive value, right? Their clients are seeing a 10 to 50% ROI, sometimes more. This means if a client is paying $1,000 a month, they are seeing $10,000 to $50,000 a month in added revenue that they didn't have before your campaign started. We've got roofing clients that are paying $4,000 a month. They see $200,000 a month in added roofing jobs compared to where they were before we started with their SEO. We've got dental clients who've had to hire more hygienists, expand their office spaces, things like that. We've got limo clients that have had to buy more limos, add more drivers, expand to outlying areas because of the volume that's come in. We've got a client in the tourism industry who went from $200,000 a season to nearly $1 million a season. And there's dozens more cases just like this. It's what we do. So when you have this kind of power, You need to demand it the price that it deserves. This is also why our client retention is so high. I mean, what business is going to stop paying $2,000 a month when we give them an extra 20 to 40 grand in extra revenue that they didn't have before? You're about to bring more value than your client have ever had before. You have the power to grow their business. You have the power to change their life.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. You know, this idea of guaranteed SEO has really changed my agency. We have 45 people that are super well trained in SEO, how to get your site to rank on page 1, and we guarantee it. 60-day money-back guarantee. If we've not made a significant difference in your business within that 60 days, we'll gladly give you all of your money back. You know, there's no questions asked. I mean, we are that good, and I have that much confidence in our team. Been doing this for 7 years, thousands of businesses on page 1 of Google, and in 7 years, nobody's ever asked for their money back. If you are the first, that's fine. Gladly give your money back. But we're going to make such a significant difference in your bottom line within that first 60 days, probably even within the first 30 days. You know, it's not going to change my life whether you hire us or not, whether you try our services or not. It doesn't matter. It's not about me. In fact, it's about you. It's not going to change my life whether you try our services or not, but it will absolutely change yours. Because you know how many customers you have, you know how busy you are, you know exactly how much you made last. People hire our team because they want a lifestyle change. They want a lifestyle upgrade. So to me, yes, a couple $1,000 a month, that'll help a little. I'm not going to change my lifestyle either way. Whether you sign with me or not, I'm going to continue on just as I am now. But the lifestyle change for you, that's where the key is, okay? The difference is going to be for you and your business. You know, I've seen businesses double, triple. We've had companies that have had to hire fleets, had to hire more service contractors and things like that. That's what we do. We increase business substantially for the businesses that we represent. So my question to you is, can we represent you? Let's have a call. Let's take a look at what you're doing. You just got to talk to us and let us know what it is you want. We'll work with you to get you absolutely the customers that you want. So give us a try. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, because we have a no questions asked, money back guarantee. At the end of that 60 days, if we haven't made a significant difference in your business, we'll give you all your money back. No questions asked.